What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video, and today we've got a full day of eating going down. 2,500 calories, at least 170 grams of protein. Those are my standards for my maintenance phase. So I've done my cut, I've done my reverse diet, and now we're in the maintenance phase to kind of lock in that lower body fat percentage, get back my energy levels, my calories, increase all that good stuff, and of course, performance in the gym. We aren't quite in a full building phase just quite yet. I think I'm gonna wait on that for maybe about a month or so, but probably slowly increase my calories over the next several weeks and months as we head into the later parts of the year. And I would say my peak building season is always around winter time before I try to get lean again for the next spring and summer. But we do have a special guest I want to introduce you guys to. So this week's house guest is a boy named Willie. Well, his name's Wilson, but we call him Willie. So this is Wilson. He is, I think, like a black lab mix of some sort, but we are dog sitting him. He's such a sweet boy. He just has a little bit of a marking, or I guess essentially marking his territory. So occasionally he'll pee in the house, but he hasn't really done that yet. So he's such a good boy. But we've been taking him on morning walks, which is great because I absolutely love a morning walk companion. If Katie goes to work or goes to the gym, him and I have been hanging out, and it's good. We're getting a puppy, so a puppy's gonna be very, very different because he's a very well-behaved grown dog. But like having a dog around, just a companion, and preparing for when we get Margot on August 2nd. So without further ado, this is a full day of eating. Sorry, I sometimes get distracted, king of yap. But we've got our 2 rice cakes going down. So we have 2 chocolate rice cakes. These are the Quaker brand rice cakes, the best in my opinion. They also actually have some really good savory ones too. My dad loves I think they're white cheddar. That's one of his favorites. He'll throw some deli meat on there or just have those as a snack. We're gonna go with 1 full banana and then 20 grams of this natural peanut butter. Biggest thing here is just dry roasted peanuts and salt. So that's the most important thing when looking for ingredients. Try to get rid of all the oils from the peanut butter. Although Jif does taste really good and it's really convenient, this is just as good in my opinion. I don't know the difference. I probably couldn't tell in a side by side. So I'm gonna whip this up. Like I said, got the food scale out. I still use the food scale to measure out the peanut butter specifically. So we need 20 grams. So because otherwise I would lather that thing up with peanut butter. So this is for a little bit more self-control. And I'll show you guys the final product and we'll go over the macros too. And here we have our final product. This thing is miraculous. It is amazing. It tastes great. I'll keep this in. Hopefully, when I increase my calories, I'll probably go to 3 rice cakes and maybe a banana and a half, or maybe even 4 rice cakes and 2 bananas. Who knows? We'll see, but I love this meal. We're adding a Monster for some energy pre-workout, as this is the pre-workout snack. Also, I don't want to hear about the Monster. If you've ever had any alcohol in your entire life, you cannot give me crap for having a 0-calorie energy drink. That's enough about that. Let's get back to the main meal, the bananas, rice cakes, and peanut butter. I'm going to pull out my MyFitnessPal, make sure I got all the macros for you guys. So this meal comes about 344 calories. I should have this memorized at this point because I have it literally every single day. 50 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat, and 8 grams of protein. That's gonna be our pre-workout snack. So we're gonna go ahead to the gym. We've got a back and shoulders workout. But since it's just a full day of eating, I'm just gonna do the actual meals themselves. I'll probably film a vlog tomorrow or maybe the next day to give you guys a full workout split breakdown. Because I think I might be changing up the workout split a little bit. I think I've been running this current one for about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer than 6 months. Actually, no longer than 6 months because it's all the way back to my hernia surgery. So I'll probably be changing things up a little bit. But if you are watching today's video, I assume you're watching a full day of eating to maybe get some healthy, maybe meal ideas or how to hit your calories and protein goals. So be sure to check out my cookbook, jackedcookbook.com. It has over 120 high protein, low calorie meals to help you lose fat and get in the best shape of your life. And I also added 5 bonuses all about not only how to, obviously the cookbook itself, get those meals, but actually use those meals in a system to lose the weight, right? So a 90-day shred method, a blueprint exactly how to do so and how I teach my clients how to track your calories, how to figure out your own macros, everything you need. So it's not just a cookbook, but it's an entire weight loss solution. So check that out, jackcookbook.com. I'll see you guys at meal number 2 after the workout. Back from the gym, time for meal number 2. Keeping it super simple because simplicity allows for consistency and adherence, and that is what we need to make a change. So here we've got 250 was the goal, but 252 grams of egg whites. These are just Bob Evans egg whites out of a container. We're adding 3 whole eggs in as well, so just cage-free, grain-free, or grain-fed, excuse me. 3 of those eggs in there. We're having 1 bell pepper and 250 grams of strawberries. So this right here is gonna be breakfast. Oh, also we're gonna have some cheese. I'll show you guys this. Also, 1 serving of the reduced fat Mexican style blend. I believe it's 80 calories. Okay, 90 calories a serving. Looks like we got 7 grams of protein. So I'll be going into there to make it taste that much better. And also we will be using 7 grams of butter, but I'll show you guys the butter trick here in a second. So yeah, that is breakfast. Super simple, although it does take some time to cook. Scrambled eggs takes like maybe 3 minutes. So really easy. We got the burner warming up over there. Bell peppers cut. This will probably be gone by the time I'm done eating. And I'll go ahead and whip everything together and show you guys the final product and macros. Now time for the butter trick. So how to measure your butter, throw it on the food scale, zero it out. And what we'll actually do is be taking the butter off, seeing what the negative number is, that's how much we've used. So take it, go ahead, give a nice whirl around. Make sure we cover that whole bad boy. Our goal is 7 grams. I've been pretty good at this lately. So let's see. I'm feeling that's about 7 grams. Let's see. Heck yes, let's go. 7 grams on the dot. Well, I will say this is months of practice. I've been having this same meal for a long, long time. But yeah, 7 grams of butter in the pan. Next we can go ahead and just pour our egg white and egg mixture. Boom, going down. It is a non-stick pan, but the butter I feel like helps it non-stick even more or not stick even more. And of course adds a little bit of flavor and some richness. We'll let that cook up, scramble those eggs, add some salt and pepper. That easy. And here's our final product. Like I said, the bell peppers are already eaten. We've got our egg whites, egg combination there, 1 serving of cheese on top, our strawberries on the side. I believe Wilson, is Wilson over there? Wilson's chilling. And then the macros for this meal are, let's see, I should also know this. This is also a very consistent meal for me, but I do say the fruit sometimes varies as well as the vegetables, but it is 604 calories. It is 25 grams of carbs, 27 grams of fat, and 55 grams of protein. Easy substitution there. I used to do only whole eggs when I try to get leaner, do a cut, and now at this reversed, well, I'm at maintenance now, so I could probably go back to whole eggs if I wanted to, but I like to save those calories for other things. So still having the egg whites in there, still having the whole eggs for the vitamins, minerals, and dietary fats, and then just get way more protein and more volume to eat as well. So this is meal number 2. I'll see you guys at meal number 3. It is time for meal number 3. A little bit of a transition, got a haircut. As you can tell, it's the same day because I still need to shave later tonight. But we've got our 3rd meal of the day, the protein shake that I'll be having, well, have been having and will be having for a very, very long time. It's a banana peanut butter chocolate protein shake. So the ingredients in here are gonna be 1 frozen banana. I should already put those away. But we have 1 frozen banana. Boom, you can see those in there. So take some bananas, put them in the freezer. They're frozen, they're good to go. I will say that is a major key though. It has to be frozen bananas, not regular room temp bananas. They gotta be frozen to get the texture and the coldness of the smoothie that we want. So 1 frozen banana, 1 cup of our almond milk. We have 10 grams of peanut butter just for some taste. A little bit of peanut butter goes a long way. And we also have our protein powder. So we have 2 scoops of the Transparent Labs grass-fed whey protein isolate. You guys can see right here, let me move my phone. It is, there we go, 140 calories and 28 grams of protein. This stuff is so good. I swear there's no excuse nowadays not to get your protein in. If you have that, 2 scoops is gonna get you 56 grams of protein for like 280 calories. It does not get any better than that. So if you are struggling with your protein goal, go get some protein powder. It's so simple, so easy, and actually tastes good these days, unlike when our parents grew up. And also we got our creatine monohydrate. This I take every day with my protein shake as well. And if you guys have been watching some full days of eating lately, you will know that I had the exact same 3 meals, potentially exact same 4 meals, depending on what video you watched, in my other previous full days of eating. And the biggest thing there is systems and consistency breed results. My goal right now is to find an easy system that I, 1, enjoy to eat, 2, hits my macros, and 3, is convenient to make. And excuse me, everything you've seen so far today is quick, easy, convenient, and I really enjoy. The big thing is I enjoy it. If you don't like chocolate or don't like bananas or don't like eggs or egg whites, whatever it is, change it up, throw something else in. But having a system is the key. I eat the same 3 meals every single day, not just during the week, but on the weekends as well. I'll let my dinner be the thing that changes and fluctuates. But during the week, I still like to have either chicken thighs or steak or sweet potatoes or vegetables or whatever it is, and then maybe have some pizza, ice cream, burgers, things like that on the weekends, occasionally during the week, because last night we had some pizza and ice cream as well. But the first 3 meals of my day are always, the first 3 meals of my day are always the same. Meal 4 fluctuates, but it is also very consistent because I don't want to think too much about this, right? I'm in this for longevity, for long term, for still enjoying life. and having the physique I want, having systems built out around that make it really easy to follow is the key. So without further ado, let me go ahead. That's my spiel. Of course, I will always talk about that. Consistency breeds success. But this meal comes out to be 434 calories. It is 31 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat, and 61 grams of protein. So far, that puts our day at, let me go ahead and pull this up. Where is this? Okay, so far our day is at 1,382 calories, 120 grams of carbs, 47 grams of fat, and 124 grams of protein. So that means my goal by the end of the day is to have 2,500 calories. That means that I have just under 1,200 calories left for the rest of the day. I also need to get, 124, so I need 36 more grams of protein to hit my 160 gram goal. So no matter what I'm gonna have for dinner, I'm gonna get 36 grams of protein, and it's probably gonna be within 1,200 calories. So tonight will probably be steak and vegetables. That's my go-to lately. I bought a bunch at this grocery store, so I need to eat those. But the biggest thing there is having a system that has you hitting your goals with some flexibility built in, right? My flexibility I prefer to have on the weekend. During the week, I'm cool to eat the same stuff. I found meals that I enjoy, that give me my results, that keep me full and satiated, and that I can just repeat and repeat and repeat because they don't take too long, and convenience is a big thing too. Without further ado, I'll see you guys at the fourth and final meal of the day. That's my spiel. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys at, steak dinner. It's not quite time for meal number 4, but it's time to get it prepped, or I guess get it cooking, in the sense of I have about a 30-minute buffer between when I actually want dinner and when I eat dinner. Reason why is when I have steak, I want to make sure that this comes room temperature before I cook it. So I pull it out of the fridge 30 minutes before I want to eat it, and I just kind of plop it down there. The steak doesn't take very long to cook, about 3 minutes aside for medium rare, so that's about 6 minutes to cook when it's actually at room temp. Then when I pull the steak out, I also will cook my vegetables. So this is the vegetable medley I've been using. We got broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. I'm using the whole bag. I believe it's 4 servings. Yeah, 4 servings, so 120 calories worth of vegetables in here. This just simply goes in the air fryer and then bake mode. Biggest thing here, I'm not air frying it, I'm baking it because I don't want it to get too crispy, but I'll bake it on 250 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then that kind of just runs on its own. So technically it's taking about 30 minutes to cook all this stuff, but takes even less time because all I'm doing is putting this in. I actually have a call at 6, so in about 15 minutes, I've got a call. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff out. I'm gonna get this stuff cooking probably about 10 minutes, just right before my call. And once my call's over, I'll cook the steak, the vegetables will be done, and I'll show you guys the final product. So for now, vegetables will be going in the air fryer, baking, and then the steak just sits out and I'll sear it on the actual stovetop over there once it's at room temp. Got a full kitchen with dinner going down. So I will say, mistimed the vegetables a little bit. Well, my call ran a little bit longer than I wanted or than I expected. So the vegetables are done and the steak just went down probably about a minute ago. So that's got a little bit longer. I will say I'm so hungry that I will be eating these vegetables now as the steak cooks. Just FYI, the vegetables are done. They're here, but I will be consuming them. We got Wilson. Katie's making what is this, like a chicken enchilada, basically without the tortilla. So chicken enchiladas, steak going down. Wilson, I don't know, do you like vegetables? Let's see if you can find a small piece here. Do you like broccoli? Wilson, can you sit? You know, sit. I know you know it. Sit.
He doesn't think he has anything.
There you go. Good boy. All right, let's see. Do you like broccoli? I think he doesn't like blueberries though, which is really weird. Because we tried to give him blueberries the other day and he didn't want them. But I guess he likes broccoli. He's kind of skittish, but yeah, so we got vegetables going down, steak as well. I will give you guys the full macros of the steak, the vegetables, and I'm gonna make some blueberries or wash some blueberries. I'll give her everything, but I'm gonna eat the vegetables now because I'm very, very hungry. Our steak is now done. It is resting, hopefully gonna be a nice medium rare. Also have our blueberries and one of these Sun Gold kiwis. These things are fantastic. They're super sweet. If you've never had one, I cannot recommend it enough. Honestly, didn't even know they exist probably until about like a year and a half ago. And whenever I see them, I have to get them. I don't know how often they're in season, but they are really, really good. So we've got those in there. Water, I did eat all my veg. You can see the leftovers. And this is definitely the biggest meal of the day. Hence why we're also having it at 6:40. So pretty decent amount of time before I actually go to bed. Let's say I try to go to bed around 10. This is my last meal, last bit of food, 3 hours before I go to bed. It's a lot of calories too. So this is also the steak itself is a New York strip steak. This is, I believe, Private Select is like the actual container or the packaging of the actual steak itself. It's 800 calories, so keep that in mind. Also, I've gone from a ribeye to a strip steak. Strip steak is a little bit less fat, but in my opinion, still tastes just as good. It has a nice little fat cap, I think, on the strip, hence why it's a strip steak. But this comes out to be 1,230 calories for the entire meal. It is 73 grams of carbs, 63 grams of fat, and 85 grams of protein. So we know we crushed that protein goal, and majority of the fat coming from a little bit of olive oil on the actual vegetables, which I do account for. And then the steak itself. The steak, though, does not get anything actually in the pan before the steak goes in. I like to basically melt the fat cap, get a little bit of the essential, not essential, get a little bit of the fats melted, and then that's how I actually sear the steak in its own fat, which is great. So the fattier your steaks, the better in terms of that. So no extra oils there. And the total day comes out to be 2,613 calories, 205 grams of carbs, 110 grams of fat, and 210 grams of protein. So protein, more than enough. I like to have it as an insurance policy. My minimum is like 150, 160 grams. That is absolute minimum. No matter what, traveling, flying all day, whatever it is, that's my minimum. Typically, I'm definitely close to that 200 gram mark. And then carbs and fats, I kind of let those fall where they may. Minimum fat intake's probably around 30, 40 grams of fat. Just make sure I get my enough dietary fats in. And then carbs pretty much always around my workout itself. But that's a wrap on the full day of eating. As you guys may know, depends how many videos you watch, this is almost identical to a very similar full day of eating I filmed not too long ago, because I like to find a routine, consistency. Katie can vouch for that. I eat the same stuff, what would you say, at least 6 days out of the week?
Every single day.
Unless we travel. If we travel or we go out to dinner, I no longer say no to that kind of stuff. So I'll always go out to dinner. I'll always say yes. And when we travel, I still eat similarly, protein, carbs, and fats, but it's not this exact meal, right? But keeps things easy, keeps things streamlined, and gets the result I want, and that's the key. So without further ado, on things here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. Peace.